The courtroom is supposed to be a place where law and order reign supreme, and for the most part, it is. However, there are occasions when it can turn scary, wild, and downright unpredictable. It's not hard to understand why when you consider what's at stake. Nevertheless, these 5 most disrespectful defendants caught on tape will catch you off guard. Number 1. Penelope Soto. Soto appeared to be impaired by Xanax when she stood in front of her sentencing judge and received her punishment in February 2013. The young lady made things much worse with an unprofessional attitude and repeatedly laughing at the judge while he was trying to speak to her. After she hears the full extent of her punishment, it ceases to be funny, and she responds with some creative sign language. Needless to say, things go from bad to worse, and yes, she did end up apologizing. Number 2. Racist judge. The courtroom is the last place you would expect to hear a judge sound off with a racially charged comment to a person of a minority ethnicity, but that's exactly what happened in an Essex County, New Jersey court in January 2010, as the judge suggests a Latino woman defending her client is an illegal alien. To the woman's credit, she handled this tactfully yet assertively by removing herself from the courtroom and leaving the judge to think about what he'd said. Number 3. Monica Contreras. In August 2011, this video of Monica Contreras reporting a sexual assault at the hands of a court officer went viral. Law enforcement officials conducted an investigation and found there was sufficient evidence to fire Court Marshal Ron Fox. What makes the video especially disturbing isn't the outburst that Contreras has, but the fact that she was arrested for nothing by the very man who was also her assailant. This goes on under the supervision of Judge Patricia Doninger, who's ignoring Contreras and playing with her young daughter instead. Doninger later lost her job as well. Number 4. Boston. When the 20-year-old was dragged into court to face the legal consequences of his weed-infused lifestyle, Boston took his FaceTime with the judge as an opportunity to stand up for his belief that smoking weed is nobody's business but your own. Rather than give a speech defending his actions, he sent his message the best way he knew how, by lighting up a joint and sucking it down with an air of composed satisfaction. The move was so brazen, the bailiff didn't even realize what was going on until Boston was good and stoned. Then, as authorities led him away in anger, Boston was heard to remark, "The people deserve better." No truer words have ever been spoken by any poet or politician in any state of union for the last 100 years. But rather than being celebrated as an American hero, Boston is being charged with contempt of court and is currently serving 10 days in jail. Next week, he'll be eligible to post bail at a draconian $3,000. Only time will tell if Boston is on the right side of history, as too often the villains in today's headlines become the heroes of tomorrow's. But one thing is for certain, there goes all Boston's weed money. Hopefully the court learned its lesson. Number 5. Dainter Wright. A Washtenaw County judge wiped the smile off an Ann Arbor man's face during his sentencing Monday, July 24th, in the shooting death of an Ann Arbor high school student after seeing Dana Wright grin while the mother of slain Pioneer High School student Jordan Cleve wept. Washtenaw County Trial Court Judge David S. Schwartz gave prosecutors time to reconsider their plea and sentence agreement for 25 to 52 years in prison. Watching you sit there, smile, laugh, and shake your head like this was no big deal, I'm very tempted to just say, "I'm not going to accept this sentence agreement," Schwartz said, noting that he's never rejected a plea deal before. "We'll go to trial, and if you're convicted of felony murder, you'll go to prison for the rest of your life," he said. "That means you'll die here. That's what I'm tempted to do." Wright had smiled and shaken his head, seemingly encouraged by a loved one in the courtroom, as Clee's grandfather, weeping mother, Karen Clee, and her cousin addressed him Monday with victim impact statements. They recalled the Pioneer High School student's love of sports, the prom, the holidays he'll miss, and the grief they felt in the wake of his death. And that's all for today's video. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section down below. I hope that you found this video interesting, and if you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing to my channel. See you in the following video with some more of the latest updates, and until then, stay tuned.